Hello students, today we will discuss about Dianoflagellates and euglenoids. You are studying about the photosynthetic protist, the group of kingdom Protista. Yesterday I told you about the photosynthetic protist, in which yesterday I taught chrysophytes, which includes diatoms, and today we will discuss about dinoflagellates and euglenoids. Dinoflagellates. Why the name dinoflagellates have been given? Dinoflagellates means how many flagella are there in all the organisms which are included into this subgroup of the Protista. They are having two flagella, and because of the presence of these two flagella, they are kept into the group dinoflagellates. The dinoflagellates, they are mostly marine in nature. They are found into the sea, into the marine habitat, but few members, they are also found in freshwater, like in pond, lake, river, etc. The dinoflagellates, they look yellow, green, brown, blue, or red depending on the pigments. Means they can appear into the different colors depending upon the types of the pigments present in the organism. If they are green in color, definitely they are having the chlorophyll pigments, maybe the chlorophyll A, B, or chlorophyll C, or all these chlorophyll molecules may be present. If they are brown in color, may have the fucoxanthin, fucocyanin. If they look red in color, they may have the main pigment, that is phycoerythrin. So, depending upon the presence of the pigments, accordingly they appear. They may be green, blue, red, etc. The cell wall is composed of cellulose. Yesterday we discussed about diatoms, and I told you about diatoms. In the cell wall of the diatom, the cellulose is further impregnated with the silica, but here there is no silica, and cell wall, if present, is made up of cellulose. The next, some dinoflagellates make the water look red and form red tide. It's very important that which members of the Protista, they are responsible for the red tide. Red tide means the whole ocean, it looks red in color, and because of the presence of some of the dinoflagellates like goniolox and gymnodinium. These two are mainly responsible for the appearance of the color red, or you can say they form red tide. Means the whole water, the sea, it looks red in color, and this appearance of the red color due to the presence of these dinoflagellates, this is called red tide. And these Protista, the dinoflagellates, who are responsible for the red tide, they also produce some of the toxins, some of the toxic materials in the water, and the toxins can harm other aquatic organisms also. The other aquatic creatures, or you can say the organisms like fishes and other aquatic organisms, they are killed by the toxins secreted by these dinoflagellates responsible for the red tide. Some of the dinoflagellates, they are the cause of bioluminescence. What do you mean by bioluminescence? Bioluminescence is the emission of light. You can remember about the firefly. As you know, the firefly, it is a kind of insect and it has tendency to emit light, and this process is called bioluminescence. But firefly is the insect. Not only the firefly, even some of the dinoflagellates, they are also the cause of bioluminescence. And bioluminescence is the process of the emission of light from these protists. Now, the osmoregulatory organ is pustule, which is like contractile vacuole. Pustule is the osmoregulatory organ of the protist. What do you mean by osmoregulatory organ? The osmoregulatory organ is responsible for the maintenance of the level of water inside our body. It maintains water and salt concentration. Like in the case of human being, your kidney acts as the osmoregulatory organ. It controls the amount of water inside our body. When there is the plenty of water, kidney removes excess water outside to the body. When there is the scarcity of water, kidney, the nephron, reabsorb the water from the nephric filtrate and discharge little water outside in the form of urine. So overall, you can say the kidney is the osmoregulatory organ of the human being. In the case of amoeba, the osmoregulatory organ is known as contractile vacuole. It maintains the level of water. Here also, just like the contractile vacuole, the osmoregulatory organ is present in Protista also, and this is called pustule. Now, the reproduction takes place, and especially the dinoflagellates, they reproduce by the method of cell division, by binary fission, either by zoospore formation. The cell divides. One cell, one mother cell, it divides into the two then four then 8. Like this, they increase in their numbers. But some of the dinoflagellates, they also form the zoospores inside the cell. As you know, the zoospore is the motile spore. It has the two flagella. The zoospores are formed inside the mother body. That mother body is called zoosporangium. And when the wall of zoosporangium is ruptured, the zoospores are liberated outside, and each zoospore can produce the new organism. So they reproduce either by cell division, or you can say by zoospore formation. The regional food materials are starch and oil. Because the dinoflagellates and euglenoids, and yesterday we discussed about diatoms, all they are photosynthetic protists. Definitely they will synthesize their food by the process of photosynthesis, and when they synthesize the food is stored also. And in which form the food is stored? in the form of starch, either oil. As you know, all the angiospermic plants, their reserve food material is starch. The reserve food material of the human being is glycogen. The same like the dinoflagellates also, they reserve their food in the form of starch or oil. So these all are the characteristics of the dinoflagellates. Why I have written all these points? I am going very slow also. At the same time, you can note down all these points. As I told you that in this chapter, the common features of each group, each kingdom, at least 5 to 6 characteristics, special characteristics you have to learn. That's why I have written these points on the board. You can take some of the points even from the NCERT book, but overall 5 to 6 points you have to learn from each group, from the kingdom also. Now the next one is the euglenoids. Euglenoids also include the unicellular and flagellated organisms. Why the euglenoids has been made a separate subgroups of photosynthetic protists. The euglenoids, the members of the euglenoids, they are very special. You can remember about the euglena. That euglena is very special. It has the characteristics of both plants and animals. You can say the connecting link in between the plants and animals also. That's why a separate group, subgroup has been made, euglenoids. They are also unicellular and flagellated. They also having the 2 flagella. I have written here. They have, in the case of euglena, because this one is the euglena, it has also 2 flagella. One flagella is long and one is very short. This is the long and one is short. The body of the euglena, or you can say the euglenoids, so many members are there in this subgroup. The body is covered, they don't have the cell wall. They have a layer made up of the protein, and this is called pellicle. This one is called pellicle. The pellicle layer is found in all the members of euglenoids. The pellicle is made up of protein, and which is the outermost, you can say, covering of the euglenoids. Euglenoids don't have the cell wall, and in this regard, because of the presence of the pellicle, because of the absence of the cell wall, the euglena is considered as the animal also. It is special, and because of the nutrition, because of the autotrophic nutrition, it is considered as the plant. So both the characteristics are there in euglena. What kind of nutrition they perform? Mixotrophic nutrition. As you know, mixotrophic nutrition, it includes autotrophic and heterotrophic both. It contains the pigment like chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, and because of these pigments, chlorophyll A and B, the green pigments, euglena can synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. In the presence of light, euglena can synthesize their own food. So it is considered performing autotrophic mode of nutrition, but it has been observed also when there is no light, it can take food material from outside also. It indicates that it is doing heterotrophic mode of nutrition also. So both mixotrophic means it performs autotrophic mode of nutrition as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Both in the presence of light, it synthesizes their own food. In the absence of light, it takes food from outside. So the special mode of nutrition, that is mixotrophic nutrition, is found in euglenoids. The photosynthetic pigments, the euglena, or you can say the members of the euglenoids, they appear green in color, and they appear green because of the presence of chlorophyll pigments, and these chlorophyll pigments may be chlorophyll A. Both the pigments are there, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. They don't have phycoerythrin, phycocyanin, such type of pigments. The reserve food material are called paramylon or paramylum bodies. The reserve food material is in the form of paramylon or paramylum bodies. These are the reserve food material. Here the reserve food material was in the form of starch and oil, but here it is in the form of paramylon or paramylum bodies. Euglena, they reproduce by binary fission, especially by longitudinal binary fission, and the members, I have written here two examples. The euglenoids includes the organisms like euglena, this is euglena, then one more I have written here, Perinema. So these are the characteristics of Dianoflagellates and euglenoids. Tomorrow I will teach you about the second group of the Protista, which is slime molds. Then I will teach you about the Sporozoan Protists also. So that's all for today. You please note down some of the questions. You will complete the same. Question number 1. What are the reserve food materials? What are the reserve food materials of euglenoids? What are the reserve food materials of euglenoids? Second, what is red tide? What is red tide? What is red tide? Explain. Question number 3. What is mixotrophic? What is mixotrophic mode of nutrition? What is mixotrophic mode of nutrition? Full stop. Give one example. Give one example of organism in which mixotrophic mode of nutrition takes place. Give one example in which mixotrophic mode of nutrition takes place. Now the question number 4. Write any five general characteristics of general characteristics of Dianoflagellates. Write any 5 general characteristics of Dianoflagellates. And the last question is, write the characteristics of euglenoids. Write the characteristics of euglenoids. So that's all for today. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.